Hey, awesome people. Oh, wow, it's loud. Okay, there we go. Hey, awesome people. This is Rob Shack. Um, Everybody, thank you for dealing with everything. Over the last couple of days, I have been trying my hardest to get recording to be a thing. I really want it to be a thing. But live streaming is very difficult for I don't know. I have some sort of problem. It seems my stuff has some issues, some massive issues, because I can't live stream sounds. So you can't hear my silly commentary. I want you to hear my silly commentary. So I feel like I should not. I feel like I shouldn't not. Sorry, I just had to pause it real quick. I just can't. I can't. I want to record live streams for y'all very, very badly because it would be so fun to hear y'all respond and like to hear what you're saying. So this is the deal that I've started to see. It seems like my capture card is outdated. My update is outdated. But and so I looked through the updates. Apparently it didn't update one time, and it's been waiting for me to do this update for a long time, and it wants me to, with this update, I'd be able to have like 1080p for everything. But Gran Turismo 3 and all the games I play are so old on my capture card that I wouldn't be able to even, I don't think I'd be able to record anymore with those games. Because these games don't look good in 1080p, they look terrible. And there's a lot of settings that needs to change in order for me to be able to do that. I don't know those settings, so if y'all have ideas for that, let me know, because then I'll start doing them. But yeah, I thought that was so silly. Like, it wasn't updated, it hadn't updated, and it was saying like you can use. I looked at the update, it was like 3 point something. It was like you can update and be like really streamlined and stuff, but you can only record up to 1080p. Like, that's your only drawback. And I was like, all the games I play don't even, they're old. Like, the games I play, that wasn't even a thing. Like, Gran Turismo 3 does not have that setting, I don't think. If it does, please let me know, but I'm just gonna say everything. So this is why I wish I could live stream, because then y'all could say, hey Robbie, you're wrong. You can do what you're thinking you can't do. Like, that's not that hard. Then I'd be like, oh, that's good to know. But yeah, it's pretty funny, because I don't know anything. I'm very bad at technology, apparently. But I talked to one of my people who I follow on their channel, and they were saying, yeah, you might have an outdated version. And I checked, and it was like, yeah, you only can do, if you do 1080p, you'll lose all your everything. And I was like, that's not what I want. Because this game, I don't know, maybe this game would look good in 1080p. Like, I've looked around and people have updated settings and stuff, but it usually doesn't look that, I don't know. Like, this is all stuff that I want to hear from you guys, and this is why I wish I could stream, but it's like, every time I do a stream now, all that happens, I mean, you've seen them, and they're called tests on my channel, you can look at them. Game looks good, but it is completely muted. There's no sound. And when I look at the stream itself, it says that you have too low bandwidth and you have too low visual resolution, but I'm like, I feel like Gran Turismo 3 would, maybe it would look good. I mean, this is all funny. So, I mean, I'm gonna try to get it to work, but I definitely want to hear from everybody. I want to hear what y'all think about it. It's just so funny that, like, all I want to do is just record live for y'all. And I think that would be really fun, and it'd be cool to have the little chat option up. And I mean, this is essentially a live stream, but without y'all being able to respond, which is, I guess, kind of fun. But then y'all can just hear me be silly in its post recording. But I don't know, I want y'all to be able to, like, talk to me. I mean, I like the comments. I want y'all to still comment. Obviously, y'all still will. But it is much different to respond to it on a comment versus now, or versus sooner. So I'm like, Yeah, I don't know. It's uh it's a good time though. I've enjoyed learning new technology stuff. I've enjoyed y'all's feedback on it. Uh, Shout out to, I'm not sure it's like Viper. Sorry, I don't know I can't remember your tag right now, but you're awesome and you've been commenting on this stuff and letting me know that you can't hear anything. And I'm so sorry that you can't hear anything on those streams. Um, I can't either. And then it also, this is another thing that's weird. And I don't know if this is from Elgato, but when I try to show the live stream, it doesn't ever show it. Like it just says, like live stream offline, and it says the last time I tried to do it. And then if I end the live stream, that number just updates to 1 minute ago. So it won't even show that I am live streaming. Like I can't even see my own live stream. And I feel like I should be able to see my own live stream. And I don't even think that's Elgato's fault. So I don't know if that's just YouTube streaming having a problem for me because I don't know, bad technology seems to follow me. I mean, that's like a real thing. I seem to have like the biggest like unluckiness when it comes to technology, especially in streaming. It seems like it's been just kicking me in the butt for no reason, and it's just like, oh yeah, you're gonna have problems, and you won't know why. So that seems to be the issue. There's like 6 issues, so I'm hoping that y'all respond on this video and show me or give me some feedback on what I should do differently, because I think I can make it happen and I'll be able to figure out why. But I even looked at this live stream and it has some issues with latency anyway. I mean, that's everybody's live stream ever. Like I live streamed Dynasty Warriors 9 on my channel, and then I just posted from Twitch, and so I'm trying to figure out which one I like better. So far, Elgato is awesome, Twitch is awesome, but they just have, the app is slow, but then it seems like YouTube streaming I have so many problems with YouTube live streaming. So I don't know. I look forward to seeing your comments on this one. Just because I don't know what I did, and I think I should be able to see it at some point. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what's going on with that. It literally doesn't show me anything, and I feel like it should be showing me things. Like it should show my stream and my feed, and it should be showing everything, but it's totally not, and I don't know why. So those are all my thoughts so far. I'll probably bounce back and forth between talking about that and talking now about the race, because I'm still going to go through with the race. I still want to show you all the race. Oh gosh, I almost hit that wall. Bad lineup. Okay, so here we go. We're in part 91 of my Gran Turismo 3 playthrough. We've now finished all of the rally races, which is just crazy. It's unbelievable that I'm this far, and so I again want to thank everybody who's watched me as I've learned how to do this stuff, because I've never done this stuff before, and now I'm like posting a lot of videos, and it's just really cool to see people who've watched me from the very beginning. Like, thank you so much for all that you've done and for watching me play this game for months. That's just really cool. Y'all are awesome. There's there's just a lot of y'all, so thank you. So this is the first of the races. I don't know why I decided to make it hard for myself, and I'm doing this race with the Ford Focus rally car. I wanted to try to challenge myself and give y'all more of a show, instead of just me playing like as a Formula 1 car and just like dominating everybody, because you can, but I don't want to. So yeah, I'm playing as the Ford Focus, trying to pass this Denso. I have the level 3 tune-up kit, I believe, in this car for the turbo, and then I have super slick tires, I believe, hence the like terrible handling or terrible turning of this car right now. So I'm hoping that I can actually come back, but if not, then I'll just post me losing the first part of this. If I feel like I'm never going to come back, then I'll just stop the race. But I don't think I'm going to lose. We'll see. I'm just hoping that my tires last because that's kind of like what I'm banking on right now. Yeah, I've never driven with super slick tires, so it definitely is like a challenge for sure, and I'm hoping that they just pit before me. That's basically like what I'm going for, is like how little can I pit in this race. But yeah, so we're doing part 91, I'm using the Focus, racing against JGTC, Japanese Grand Touring Circuit cars. They're awesome. I like them a lot, but I wanted to differentiate myself a little bit from the pack, but I'm apparently losing to the whole pack of cars here. Well, it's not even a pack, it's just the NSXs are really great. A little bit of a terrible turn there, but I think it'll be okay. So, yeah, I'm hoping I can win. I mean, they're losing me right now, so I'm hoping that I just hit later than them. That's basically, like, that's the hope. I changed none of the gear ratios because I wanted to focus on, I figured this car would be good in terms of its speed. There's not enough straightaways on this course to really need to make the gears larger, so I kept everything the same. All I did was just made it faster. So we're going. I'm still holding it about 9 to 8 seconds behind the Ray Brick. I think the Arta is also in this race. I can't remember at this point because I've been doing this for 10 minutes. Trying to figure out the best line. Trying to keep my tires relatively even in terms of wear and tear. Super slick tires are very difficult to use, so I've really enjoyed learning this so far. I've literally never practiced with them though, so this is my first time, so I'm sure there are people out there who are pros at this game that are like, dude, your line is terrible, your brake and acceleration is terrible, and I'm like, yep, you are right, it is. I'm used to using a car way faster, but I every once in a while want to challenge myself in this game because I think it's worth it to try and it's worth it for the subscribers. All of you are awesome, and I want to show that I can challenge myself and that I can, even if I can't live stream for y'all, I can at least be entertaining in what I say and what I do. That was a good turn. Not to toot my own horn there, but that was a pretty good turn. So I've been able to finally, I'm gaining slowly on the Ray Brick. I also had my personal best lap just now on the last lap. So yeah, so this race has been fun so far. Grand Valley Speedway is just such a classic course, and I think they need to always be, it needs to be in every game because it's just, even though it's a fictional course, it totally looks like it could exist somewhere, and I feel like it should because it's so awesome. Yeah, it's been legit driving this one. I'm gaining slowly. Oh, so it's the Castrol Mugen NSX that's in second. So I'm gaining slowly until I did that turn. That was not the best. I'm hoping to make it to lap 10 or later to pit. Try to get it where that I'm pitting on. I basically can cut one pit out, whatever lap that is. I'm gonna try to like stretch out my tires long enough that I'm like going to pit at a time that's best for the wear and tear of these tires. Good thing there's no gasoline situation here because this car would probably not be, its RPMs are really high for it because it's a rally car and they're all JGTC, so I probably would not be. Good thing that's not a thing in this game yet. Alright, the Ray Brig is now pitting and the Mugen is pitting, which is great for me. They will still totally come back and pass me when I have to pit because I can't last for 2 pits. The Denzo is now pulling into second. But yeah, so this has been fun so far. I'll keep monitoring y'all through this thing. And yeah, let me know about, I appreciate all the feedback on my epic races and my like to win races. I'm going to do the Zonda C12 for Beast Bro, I think is his name. But y'all are all awesome. I'm sorry if I don't say your names right. I can't remember all of them right now, but I just really honored, and I really appreciate every single one of you, every one of the people who have supported this channel for the last few months. So I'm trying to keep my car in a good line. I'm trying to think of a number currently that's divisible by 60 that I can hit that makes it best. I mean, 10 is easy, but maybe I can get up to like 12. Basically just gonna like keep my tires. And basically now I can feel a little bit more relaxed now that I know that I'm out pitting the two best cars in the game on this course, which is the two NSXs. I think they're the best. The Supra's good too, so I'm gonna try to hold him back until I know when he pits again. I think the Skylines pit last. Pretty sure, since they're all-wheel drive, they have a like really even wear and tear on their tires. So I don't think they'll pit soon. Kind of like how I'm a rally car and I don't need to pit soon. But I'm hoping that the Supra needs to pit sooner than I do, because I haven't totally lost him. He's really good. And so you can see that my times are starting to wear out a little bit because my tires are wearing out. My lap times are getting a little bit worse, which is to be expected because I'm getting some orange in the front left tire, which is pretty important for turning, hence me driving the grass. But I'm a rally car, so I can handle it. That doesn't apply, I'm just joking. So yeah, I have really been honored, and I can't believe I'm to the endurance races in this game, because that means I'm like really close to being done. Well, not, because the endurance races take a long time and they're gonna wear me out. But yeah, I can't believe we're here. It's been crazy to see how fast. I mean, relatively speaking, this has been pretty fast. Like, I basically played this game a little bit every day for the last 8 months, and it's just, I mean, I still think this game has aged so well. I've seen a lot on Sport. Sport looks good, but I'm like, you can have a few. I mean, this game has very few cars too. So when I look at Sport and people are like, "How dare they only have 80 cars?" I'm like, that doesn't really bother me, because this game has a few cars, and it becomes like a plausible thing to actually drive them all. But I think what bothers me about Sport is like there's not an arcade mode that's lasting, and they've been working on that. And they're going to update it, and I look forward to that. So I'm like, you need to have a better arcade mode than what you've got going on right here. They definitely don't have the arcade mode down like I would hope. I mean, sorry, not arcade mode, but like simulation mode. Both, really. Because with 6, I played 6 for a long time, and I'm still planning on finishing my Like the Wind series with 6. And those cars are great, and the Like the Wind races, and that game is great too. It's basically just one lap on a massive course where you can do a great speed test. So, it's fantastic. I love it. Yeah, so here we are. We're now on lap 10. Denzo still hasn't pitted yet, which makes me a little bit nervous, because I'm getting to the point now where I might need to pit soon. What's 15, 30, 45, 60? So I have to pit on 15. I don't know if I can make it all the way to 15. It's 12. I'll pit 12, I'll pit 24, then 36, 48. And so maybe 12 might be when I pit. We'll see. I'll try to make it to at least the end of 12, so that I don't have to pit on the 60th lap. But yeah, so we are just rolling. This has been my commentary to y'all. I've been talking for 19 minutes, which is kind of nuts. Yeah, I've just really enjoyed all of you, and thank you for all, again, just for the patience with the streaming stuff. I'm gonna keep working on it. I do really want y'all to let me know what you see and what y'all know, because I'm sure everybody here knows more about streaming than I do. I just thought, I didn't even know streaming was a big deal until, like, I sent those last few videos out of the end of my rally series, and everyone was saying, hey, you should try streaming. And I was like, I didn't even know people did that, because I didn't know that was like a big deal. But it is, and I'm okay with that. So I've enjoyed learning about it from y'all. I also hope y'all have had a great week. I am thankful for all of you, and I hope that everyone's done well with everything they're doing, various times of life and days and everything. If you work, I hope work's going well. If you are in school, I hope school's going well. If you're unemployed, that's what I've been doing, so I totally understand unemployed. It's like fun, but not fun because you're like, I want to work, but I love not working, so I just kind of wait until the right time. Uh, okay, still doing okay. The NSXs are catching up to the Supra. The Supra has not pitted, which is concerning me a little bit because I'm losing him slowly, but it's inconsistent because my tires are also worn out. I mean, he's 10 seconds behind me, but it's gonna get worse. So, yeah. Yeah, I hope that, I mean, if you've been unemployed, I totally understand that, and it's been, unemployment's weird, because you're like, I feel like I just sit at home and do nothing, and my wife works, and I don't work, and I would like to work, and provide and support her, and take care of her, but I'm like, this is the season we're in right now, and it's been great, so, if anyone feels unemployment stuff, I get it. I totally get it. Don't give up, because I did not give up, and I actually have an interview tomorrow, and I'm really excited about it. So, don't give up if you are frustrated with interview stuff and with job stuff. I get it, because it's a very negative atmosphere. It can be really hard, too, because you're just getting rejection letters for days and weeks and months, but know that it doesn't define you. I mean, some companies don't know what they're missing if they are turning you down. And I just hope that you know that about yourselves. And if you don't believe me, just look in the mirror, because you're awesome, everybody. That was so cheesy. I'm sorry. Maybe y'all haven't even made it to this point in the video, and then you won't even have seen that. All right. But I'm not changing anything. It's great. So, Supra still hasn't pitted. The Ray Brig is catching up to him, which still doing okay. Yeah, that Ray Brig is about to pass him, I'm sure, because he's gonna need it. I mean, I'm gonna need it in a second, and then he's gonna be catching up to me, which is unsettling. I mean, he has been catching up to me this whole time. I mean, I'm doing turns like that, but can you blame me? I have a red tire. So I'm gonna do, if I do the end of the 12th, then that means I could get to the end of the race, and I'd be fine. So, that is what I'm going to, I'll pit at the end of this lap. Keep going, come on, focus. You gotta focus. So, a little bit about me. I've just finished grad school back in August. I got hired by a professor to work for the department until, gosh, very close. Okay, so got hired to work for a professor until December, and then since then he only had a 6-month extra money, so he only paid me for 6 months, and then since then I've just been unemployed. But yeah, unemployment is really bad, but it's also really good. It's like, grad school is really hard, and so that's kind of like a thing. So if you have questions about that, you can ask me about it. I have a lot of input on grad schools, and I really need to use the bathroom, so I'm gonna go to the bathroom and I'll cut this part out. All right, I'm back. So, just pitting. I had to pit the Supra. I just couldn't. So I'm gonna have to see how this is gonna go. I might have to be more resilient in when I pit. The NSXs I think will be fine. I think the Supra is gonna end up being my biggest problem in this race because he never pitted, and that makes me nervous for obvious reasons. So yeah, I am going. Yeah, so I understand the nervousness of being unemployed. And if you have any questions about grad school, I have a lot to say on it. I can give a little bit now. Grad school is really hard, but it's so worth it. If you're not in a position where you can work right away, which I wasn't, you can really learn a lot about yourself through grad school, which I very much did. Um, it was really cool to see that, and I met a lot of really great people. My cohort was a bunch of solid people with varying degrees of belief systems, religious and otherwise. And so, as y'all know or may not know, depending if you read those descriptions, I'm a Christian. So like, I love talking to people who are not Christian. I think it's really interesting because everybody's people, and I treat people like I think that they should be treated, and I don't judge people for not being a Christian. I'm not one of those types who is hypocritical and is judgmental. I don't think that's how you should do any of this. And so I just spend all my time trying to love people as best as I know how, because that's what people did to me when I wasn't a Christian. And so I've spent a lot of time. I loved being in grad school because I got to hang out with a lot of people who, some people were Christians, some people were not, and to me, it's not about, like, you don't have to judge people if you're going to be a Christian. It doesn't make anything better. Like, I'm not going to tell somebody I want people to be Christians. I think it's the best way to live. It leads to the most happiness, but I also think you do you. I want people to be themselves. I want people to do things at their own way. I'm not going to force anything. I don't think that's fair. I think when people are Christians and they say, hey man, you need to be this way, that's just, I mean, I would always tell people, I'm like, hey, I agree with that, but I'm not going to force you to do anything that you're not ready to do or that you're not comfortable with. We don't have to talk about that ever, you know? I don't talk about my religion a lot, my relationship with Jesus a lot in my videos, because I'm not trying to force anything. But I do want you all to know that, because I would be crazy not to tell you. But like, I'm not going to say to everybody, I'm not going to throw it down your face. It's just not effective. I mean, I went to college, and in college there were people who would stand on the corners and they would just yell at people for not being Christians, and I was just like, is this really, are you doing anything helpful right now? And sometimes I would say that to them, sometimes I wouldn't. It depends on how willing they are to listen to you, because you can walk up to them and be like, hi, that's ineffective, and they'll say, no, it's effective, and I'm like, no, it's not. But I mean, there's always one who's going to respond well to that, but usually people don't, so I'm not going to tell them to not do it, but I'm also like, it could be better. So I have now pitted. I am going all over the place in terms of narrating this video and also describing my life. So anyway, I'm now passing the NSXers again because I had some rough times with the pitting before. They got pretty far ahead of me. But I think I'm now to the point where they would have 2 laps. Like, they're probably going to pit the same time I do the next time, because I pitted pretty far after them. The Skylines have yet to pit, which drives me, is crazy to me that they have yet to pit this whole time. I'm only 9 seconds ahead of the Ray Briggs, so that's not a whole lot, but my tires are about his level. Like, I'll probably pit around the same time as them, maybe even after them, because they just pitted now on the end of the 14th. That means they pitted on the 7th, and I pitted on the 12th. So yeah, if you want to do that math, you can. They're basically going to pit around the time I pit again. So I think I've pretty much locked them down, and they're going to be behind me now throughout the rest of the race, unless they pit before me. Unless I pit before them again, and then they would pit probably really soon after that. Yeah. So, back to talking about what I've learned in my life. So, like, I've gone to college, and I've been in places where people have tried to force people to be Christian, and I just think you're really not, that's not how I feel like that's not how Christianity even is. That's not what Jesus did. Jesus was somebody who would walk and he would let people move at their own pace. But he was just honest. Like, I say honest things to people, like, hey, I do want you to be a Christian. I'm not gonna like lie, but I'm just not gonna force it because I don't think that's what Jesus did to anybody. I think he gave people freedom to walk away if they were freaked out by what he was saying. Like, you don't have to subscribe and listen to me talk. I'm not gonna always talk about my religion, but actually I have yet to talk about my religion like this. So this is the first time. So I think in 90 videos or 90 parts, it's way more than 90 videos. I think that's a pretty good record. I think y'all can know that you can trust me and that you can listen or tell me anything. Sorry, I will listen to you. That not you will. I'm not trying to force it. That sounded weird. But yeah. So that's like thoughts. This is why I wish I was streaming because then people could be responding to me saying I hate you or you're awesome based on what I just said. So if you're still watching at this point, I'm thankful for you because you've heard me talk about who I am and you're still here. So, and it's a long video, so that's really impressive. We're 16 laps in. I definitely overestimated how long this was going to take, but yeah. I definitely have not seen anyone spin out, so I don't know if I'll even leave the replay up for this one. I think I'll just kind of see. It depends. Okay, so the ray brig is. I'm holding steady against the ray brig. Terrible. So, yeah. I'm trying to think of anything else that I was going to say about myself. Because a lot of it just depends on what y'all think about this stuff. I see what. Yeah, please let me know about the live stream. I do really want to hear what y'all have to say about it. If y'all have advice for me to make the live stream work, that would be great. Because I don't know, and I don't know anything about it. Very bad at knowing technology. I thought I wasn't, so that's been hilarious to be convicted in that way because I actually don't know what I'm doing. Trying to still, I want to improve my lap time more. I want to see if I can get, big dream, but if I can get it down to 150, that'd be fantastic. I don't think I'm going to ever be able to because of the tires. They're just too, I don't have enough grip. Well, I have too much, yeah, I don't have enough grip. I have just traction, or life. The life of my tires is insanely long, but the grip is like terrible. I probably will never break 150, but I'm going to go for it the whole rest of the race. Yeah, so. Good, I hope y'all can hear me. I am very impressed with the Skylines for literally not pitting this whole race. They're 17 laps in and they have yet to pit. That's kind of unbelievable. I think there's just a limit to how much you can, what tires you put on. This race, I'm like, y'all need to just up the tires because you need to pit by this point. Like, I think they're still in 5th and 6th. Like, it didn't really make a difference for them. But they're also worse cars, so I'm not really sure what could have ever, how it would have been better for them. Drifting a little bit. It's like most of what I was going to say about myself. Right. Getting my times back a little bit. I'm trying to get back into the 152s. Hard to do that though. That ray brig is catching up to me. I love the ray brig. It's one of my favorite cars aesthetically in this game. It looks awesome. I mean, the 787B is by far my favorite car. Yeah, if you're still watching, let me know what your favorite car is in this game, because that's a question I always ask. The Ford Focus is a good car. Looks good in this game. I did some research. I learned that this Ford Focus is not even a real car. It wasn't even a real car at this point. Like, the Ford Focus rally car looked like this later, like not even this year. This is like a practice model of the Ford Focus from the early 2000s, and they decided once Gran Turismo came out, I think they decided to make it a real car because people like this car a lot. I like this car. I think it's a great car. It sounds great and it looks great. Um, yeah, so I think it's a great car, and I think that's really interesting. Um, Break. That's probably not going to do that. I basically can't make any mistakes. But I want to break my own time. Like that. That's exactly what I'm talking about. Yeah, that right rig is been very impressed with myself for how much I talked while doing this, and also haven't crashed a lot. Actually, I've only hit a couple walls. Very impressed with the two Skylines. We literally have not pitted, and we're at lap 19. Terrible turn by me. Yeah, the Skyline's like, they gotta pit, man. How have they not pitted? And like, if that's both, I'm assuming that's them in the back. And I'm just like, if you've been just driving with yellow tires and like going slower, because that's basically how the AI handled slow tires in this game, they just start driving really cautious to the point that they significantly hurt their lap time. I'm like, would it have? Is it really doing you a lot to never pit? Like, maybe you should just pit. Like, I can still sort of swing it with my tires being bad, but it seems like the AI, like, tires get worn, they just substantially slow down. Rig is coming. Don't like what I'm seeing here. Well, I do like it. I think that's why I picked this car. I picked this car so that I would have a bigger challenge, and having the rig slowly catching up to me over time is part of what I enjoy. It means, can I do it? Can I actually stop him from, can I at least slow it? And sort of is the answer to that. Seem like I can stabilize him if I just do well turns in the turns. If I stabilize my turns well and keep my car under control on the turn, I keep him basically the same distance. But if I don't, but then once he hits those yellow tires, like that turn I just did was bad, but I feel like he's hitting the point where he's starting to acknowledge his tires being bad, and so he did a slower turn too. So now I'm like, alright, I might be able to keep my distance from him. Which would be great. He's not gaining on me as much now because I haven't done too many really bad turns. Gosh, that was really close. I keep getting really close to hitting that corner, and that's really bad. Don't hit that corner. So then you're on a straightaway, and they are gaining on me. Oh gosh, he's still gaining on me. He was 9 seconds behind me originally, and he's brought it down to 4, which makes me nervous. But I'm hoping that he pits before me. I think they will. They're going to pit. If I'm doing my math right, 7:14, they're going to pit on the end of the next, not this lap, but the next lap they'll pit. And I'm scheduled to pit in on the 24th, so I think it should be fine. But yeah, they're there. I can see him now. He's behind me. who to watch in the replay if I should even post the replay. No one's messing up, so I'm like, well, need to post a replay for this one, or should I just basically show the replay of the Ray Brig? Because I feel like the Ray Brig's the only one who's like everything the Castrol is doing, the Ray Brig's doing, but the Ray Brig is the one who's closing in on me. So I feel like of all the cars I should keep a replay focused on the Ray Brig. I don't know. So I think, yeah, he's hitting the point where he's struggling with his tires. And I am too, so that's why I'm not dusting him, but I'm like, this is where it comes to is like, he was 4.5, and now that last turn he was over 6. I'm hoping that it's continuing. Okay, it's almost exactly the same. Still rolling. Still can see him a little bit. He's there. But try to just keep my distance. I've kind of slowed down my lap times. I didn't know why. I'm just not doing as well right now, or it's just the difficulty of talking while playing. But I have definitely stopped getting in the 152s, like at all. There they go. Now. I'm very curious if the Supra, he's not pitting for sure because he pitted after me, but I'm like, how far ahead am I? Can I actually pit once and still be ahead of the Supra? That's the next question that I want to know. Is how far ahead of the Supra can I get? Or how far ahead of the Supra am I currently? So I hope I can pit. I think I'm far enough ahead of him now that if I pit, he won't be able to like pass me. That's not still holding. Probably stop. There's not much more I should say, so I'll probably stop talking I'll probably cut my voice out once I pit on the end of the 24th lap, and y'all can just enjoy the rest of the video. If something crazy happens, I'll bring my voice back in, but I honestly don't see anything crazy happening. Everyone seems like they're just like doing a really good job, and it's pretty relaxed. Supra's 24 seconds behind me. He probably will gain on me as I start to run out of tire. Okay, or not. But he'll eventually catch up to me some, because I plan on doing another couple laps with these current tires. And I also want y'all to still hear the gameplay some. I know that the audio of the game is down because I'm talking a lot. So. Bumper guard thing, whatever that thing is called. The little thing that makes the weird noise. Still in front, which I'm impressed with. So I wonder, y'all can make a note of it to yourself. I don't know who's going to win this race, but I wonder if the Supra will actually beat the NSXs this race, because apparently he's much slower than them this race. It's bizarre because when I did this exact type of race in the game. Okay, the Pennzoil has pitted. He pitted 23 laps in. That is unbelievable. And the Zekel still has not pitted. So, that's pretty nuts. Yeah, so I wonder if the Supra will beat two NSXs this race, because he is slower and he's being passed by them. Like they're gaining on him faster than they gain on me. But oh yeah, he pits less frequently than I do. I'm actually the third most I pit the third soonest, but it's like I pitted after 12 laps, which is like insane. So I'm so surprised that these cars are making it last this long. I mean, Zekel still hasn't pitted. How is that possible? How is he not pitted in 23 laps? Like, what do his tires even look like right now? And like, if he messed up, it would be like interesting, but he's not messing up. No one's messing up. This is part of the reason why I don't think I'm gonna do the replay. So I'm like, because I'm like, what would I even show? Like, it would just be the Ray Briggs perspective. Maybe I'll just do a replay and I'll just put it on the Ray Brig. I don't know. Enzo pitted so far into the future compared to me. He pits like half the amount of times that I'm gonna pit, which is just like unbelievable. Raybrick is 27 seconds behind me, so I think I'll be fine pitting again. The Raybrick and the Castrol Mugen and the Supra will not be in front of me. They'll probably be pretty close to me. But I cannot believe that Zekel. I might actually wait to stop talking until the Zekel pits. But that may never happen, so we'll see. I just can't believe he's never pitted. He's on his 24th lap, and he is not pitted. That's crazy stuff. Yeah, I am very much going to pit this lap. That is not changing. I haven't even. She gained 2 seconds there. Wow. But I need to pit, so I cannot believe that Zekel has not pitted. That is absolutely crazy. Okay, so very close. Goodness gracious, they're right behind me now. That might also be another way for me to know when to stop my voice when there's nothing to narrate. It's just like classic racing here. 'Cause right now, I mean, look at this. We're 25 laps in. NSX is 0.3 of a second behind me right now. So it is not over yet. I cannot believe that Zekel. Loctite, man. He is not pitted. Is he going to pit? He did not pit. 25 laps in and he is not yet pitted. Like, what are his tires? Freaking rocks or something? What is going on? Yeah, we are late game battling the Ray Brig right now. Well, technically this is, I guess, mid game. He's trying to pass me. He did. Back in second. Yeah, my ultra slick racing tires are a pain. Okay. Hoping to stay in this drift. This car, man, the new tires, real thing. So he's a second ahead of me now. He went from being behind me to being in front of me. But I think we're still doing fine because I just pitted and he's got to be close. My tires start to wear down and I'll be able to actually turn a little better. My off-roading abilities. by accident. Pretty much as long as I can stay with him, I think we'll be good. Because he's awesome, but I want to beat him, so yeah. Okay, I'm a little bit ahead of him now, but I mean, see what happens with that. That Loctite still has not pitted. I mean, the Pennzoil is gaining on him. The Pennzoil might even pass him before. Hey, hey. What are you doing? Trading pain a little bit here. Well, this is fun. Dueling with the Rave Rig here. Right behind me. I'm not out of the woods yet. I actually did a 152 lap there. That's good. Man, you kind of got to. Supra is now pitting, so I feel like I'm clear with him since he's pitting now and I was already ahead of him. That Loctite still has not pitted, which is unbelievable. He has not yet pitted. Or if he did, I missed it, but I don't think he had. Unless it just didn't tell me, but I'm pretty sure the Loctite has not pitted yet. Because their proximity is only there because I'm pretty sure the Loctite is like getting close to needing to pit, or he already needs to pit, but he's just like doing that thing where he, because his tires aren't fully red, he's still driving when he really shouldn't be. Starting to pull away from the NSX because he needs to pit soon. I basically kept tabs on the ones who are my competition. The NSX is pretty much pitting every 7 laps, and I'm pitting pretty much every 12. So the Denso is a little bit longer, and then the Skylines are unbelievable in how long they take to pit. So that's just shocking. I still cannot believe how long it took that Loctite to pit right now. Unbelievable. Ray Rig is still putting some pressure on me. Very poorly. This course is also good because you can't really cut off. I mean, you can cut off time on that little swerve. It's not a chicane, but if you turn on this road up here, you can really cut off time, but I try to not do that as much as I can because I want to be legit this race. Yeah, basically, this Ray Rig is forcing me to drive really, really well, which I think is understandable. Loctite still has yet to pit. It's just, that is crazy to me that he has not pitted. And like, the Pennzoil is catching him, like a lot. But if he can make it to the next time the Pennzoil pits, then, I mean, it worked. He beat his rival. But I'm just like, dude, it's scary how little he's pitted. He's at 0 still. We're almost halfway through the race and he hasn't pitted once. I mean, if he can make it over 30, then he'll only pit once. I'm kind of rooting for that guy. We're going to huge in our corner away from him a little bit. I think we'll be fine. I'll totally secure it in the lead. But yeah, see, this is why I picked the Focus, because if you've been watching all this time, it really hasn't been like an easy, it hasn't been a one-sided race. Like, I've basically had to drive pretty well to even be in this position right now. I've had to drive very, very well. And for when I drive 154s, I mean, the Ray Brig is coming once I go into a 154 time. And that's nuts. So now they're both pitting, so I can rest a little bit easier, so my lap times might be better, or worse, sorry. Almost an hour. And that Loctite, I don't know if he's the one in front anymore at this point. I don't really care. But I'm like, the Loctite, man. Unbelievable how well tires have lasted. Just like, dude. You're at almost 30 laps. He's on his 28th lap. I really hope, I'm cheering for that Loctite to get to the 30th lap, because then he will have done something that I didn't think was possible on this course. Oh no, dang it. He's got to pit twice. Barely. Yeah, I might be ahead of him. Lap him before then, so he'll only have to pit once. But I'm like, that's nuts. Well, that was the last thing I wanted to see, so I think I might actually stop my voice on the rest of it, because I just wanted to see and give y'all my reaction to when he was going to pit. I was cheering for him to make it 30 laps without needing to pit, but he barely missed it. Barely missed it. It really sucks. I wanted it for him. Definitely using my ralliness, I think. I don't know if that actually makes a difference. I really don't think it does, but I have been using my car's rally abilities to have some fun with this one. I am actually close to lapping the Loctite, so maybe I will be talking. I mean, I don't know. One of those things where I'm like, at this point, probably people aren't watching the video. And if you are, I'm really honored. Or if you just fast forward to this point, then that's cool too. But I'm like, people are still watching at this point. That's kind of nuts. That's bad. Not a good turn. Coming for you, Loctite. Sorry that you had to pit so inconveniently for yourself. Very really curious if the Denzo is going to beat two NSXs because they're still going to pit before him. And they're not far enough ahead of him yet. It'll be close. Close. Turn there. Catch up to the Loctite. Screwed that up. Still had a pretty good lap, even though I totally messed up that part. Best lap. Or he'll kind of push me off the road like that. Sorry, they're locked in. We are over halfway, which is kind of nice. Brave Rig is still doing good. The Mugen caught up to him a little bit, probably because I messed with him by accident. I just was trying to hold the lead, and I kind of had some duels. But I also let him use my wind resistance, so I'm hoping that that helped a little bit. Kind of like what I'm doing with this Loctite. Like, I messed up on that one turn, but then I'm also like, hey dude, you want to use my wind resistance and get a higher top speed? Go for it. Like this. Yeah. That was a terrible lap. Wow. It's really bad. Trying to feel my car sliding there a little bit, so I'm just gonna cut across. I'm trying to not do that though. I just saw a car floating out. I think I just saw the Pennzoil in the horizon, which looked really funny. I'm trying to remember to look at that, but yeah, I did not do so good. This lap is not good either. I'm still safe because they're going to pit before me, I assume. And if that's the case, then I definitely I got a good lap time too. Yeah, that 156 was kind of poop. Oh. Sometimes gravel helps you to brake, but also where's the tires at, which don't have these. Yeah, I am seeing somebody off in the distance. They're just floating in the. They're over. They look like they're floating on the water, but in reality, they're on the course. But that's just. I can see them. It's kind of funny that I can see the Pennzoil way out there. So I'm very curious. There's a lot to look at in this race. Is the Pennzoil going to beat the Loctite because the Loctite like never pits? Is the Raybrig and the Raybrig and the Mugen gonna beat the Denso Sarge Supra due to the pitting situation? Is the Raybrig gonna stay ahead of the Castro now that they're almost in draft range? Well, what's gonna happen there? Are they just gonna duel the whole rest of the race? Will somebody spin? I don't know. Hopefully one of them will spin. I really doubt it though because they don't have enough power. It seems like no one has enough power to really do anything edgy on this course right now. It's just like relaxed, thought-inducing race. So, yeah. Get that 153. Sometimes it works out when you do bad things. Joystick is super responsive, so I'm like trying to keep my car from spinning out at certain points, and I end up just driving off the road. It's funny to be near, still on the same lap as the top 4 cars. I haven't lapped the Pennzoil yet, but if the second he pits, I'm gonna lap him. But unless I have to pit before him, which I think I'm gonna have to. Considering that he pitted on like lap 20 something, yeah, I think he'll be fine. And actually, so will the Loctite. Repass him sometime. I'm gonna pit the next, not this lap. Not this lap, but the next lap. I will for sure need to pit based on my tire wear over the last 20 laps.